You are listening to KSG Podcast. This is a short, crisp, concise, exam-oriented, edited editorial for civil services aspirants. Here we are going to talk about how weather forecasting can reduce tragedies. Source is Saurabh Parash's article for the Indian Express. The death of 21 trekkers in 4 mountaineering and trekking expeditions in Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh this month once again puts the spotlight on the risky nature of this adventure sport and the safeguards that need to be followed. Experts believe these mishaps can be avoided if we follow better safety protocols. What went wrong on these treks and what could have been done to reduce the casualties, we explain. First of all, what happened during the Lamkhaga Pass trek? 7 of the 11 members of the trekking team, mostly from West Bengal, were killed and 2 were reported missing after the team trekked from Harshil in Uttarakhand to Chitkul in Himachal Pradesh, Kinnaur. SP Uttarkashi Manikant Mishra said they had identified loopholes in how the trip was processed. He said, and I quote him here, "We observed that the guides, porters attached with the trekking team were not trained. They did not know how to tackle adverse weather conditions such as heavy snowfall at high altitude." Unquote. He said they are in the process of making detailed SOPs for companies organizing trekking expeditions in the state. He said it was also possible that the experienced trekkers overestimated their ability to complete this difficult trek. An officer involved in the rescue operation said that since the 7 bodies were recovered from different spots, it seems like the team was scattered, maybe in panic or because they were not guided well. He said, and I quote, "In the mountains, a team should stay together. They should move together with the help of ropes." Unquote. Now, can these tragedies be avoided with better weather forecasting? While mountains are always unpredictable and tragedies depend on a variety of reasons, ranging from experience of team members to preparations and the standard of guides, and not just the weather. Brigadier Ashok Abe, president of Indian Mountaineering Foundation, says despite near-accurate weather predictions, sometimes alerts come at the last minute by which the time expectations have already commenced, giving the trekkers less time to respond. In the Mount Trishul tragedy, well-trained Indian Navy personnel were hit by a strong avalanche. From a purely technical point of view, Mount Trishul is more difficult than Mount Everest. While climbing Mount Everest, a mountaineer is likely to find out fixed spots for tying the ropes, fixing ladders, etc. But during expeditions on peaks like Mount Trishul, there is no such facility because a very few people climb such peaks, explains Brigadier Abe. He says that though bad weather is stated to be the reason behind the Lamkhaga Pass tragedy, there are no conclusive reports yet. He said, and I quote, "Permissions for these activities are not the guarantee of safety. Lamkhaga Pass trek does not fall in the category of mountaineering, but is a tedious and challenging trek. It requires a lot of preparation." Unquote. So what precautions should be taken to avoid such incidents? According to experts, one of the main reasons behind such tragedies is the breakdown of communication between the mountaineers or trekkers and their base camps, difficulty of ascertaining the exact locations of lost team members, etc. Yogesh Dhumal, Vice Principal at Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, Uttarkashi, says satellite phones and GPS device tags with team members can minimize the time taken for the search operation and can alert the rescue teams about the upcoming hurdles during expeditions. Through satellite phones are a costly affair and operating them is a complicated process involving security issues. GPS-enabled body chips can reveal the exact location of stranded mountaineers and play a significant role in their rescue. The Uttarakhand government is already working in this direction, he adds. Chandigarh-based mountaineer Vishal Thakur, who recently returned after climbing Black Peak in Uttarakhand, suggests while there is a need to upgrade the standard of rescue operations, people should also not take mountaineering and treks lasting more than 4 days casually. What is the role of mountaineering institutes in such tragedies? Institutes like Indian Mountaineering Foundation or the IMF in Delhi, Nehru Institute of India, that is NIM, Uttarkashi, prepare case studies of such incidents. These students aim to learn lessons, educate trainees, and find out ways to avoid these incidents. Brigadier Abe explains that these play a crucial role in crafting future strategies. NIM is a premier body that organizes and trains aspiring mountaineers through basic and advanced courses, along with the training in search and rescue operations. That's it for this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. To join KSG India courses and to crack the ICE exam, visit ksgindia.com. You can also get a PDF of this podcast on ksgindia.com. Thanks for listening.